Welcome to Hear Me Out Podcast. This is episode 6. And honestly, we got a very special guest today. I mean, a very special guest. One of the city's finest as well, Matthew Torres.
The government, huh? You can call me about my government because it's like you're like the younger brother. You know what I mean? Like,
Bro,
your brother is my real best friend.
That's why I was introduced. I was introduced to you as Matthew Torres. And I was
you gotta
like,
laugh at that one.
Damn. I love that though. I love that. How did you get the name Chewy? Like, where did that come from?
Man, truth be told, it came from my godmother Missy up in New York. When my mom would hang out with her kids and her family and everybody. I was raised by them. When my mom would drop me off, I had this ugly cry like Chewbacca, and I had these fat, chubby cheeks. So she used to say, Chewy, Chewy. Yeah. I really want to give the X-rated version, but we keep that in between family.
Nah, I obviously
But it's nothing sexual.
No. I got chubby cheeks too, so I had chubby cheeks growing up. They used to call me like chipmunk and stuff like that when I was playing. Yeah. I hated that shit though, bro. It didn't stick. At least yours stuck though.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a hairy baby, so my family used to be like, I look like a monkey.
Oh, nah. We had to cut that out. Nah. We got to cut that out. I fuck with it, though, bro. Thank you.
Their sense of humor, my family's sense of humor is very deep. You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't have a holds bar relationship.
Yeah, that's how it should be. It's family, too. That's how it's supposed to be.
I feel like a lot of people in this generation is very soft.
Sensitive.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't even joke with people without being like, yo, I've hurt your feelings so bad I offended you. Yeah. You know, where growing up, that was, like, mandatory.
Yeah, I think that take a hit to like comedy too, to like where like actually having fun. You can't really have fun with people no more. You can't say certain things. You're always worried about hurting some people's feelings or mental health, and nothing wrong with caring about people's mental health and things like that. But some things do be funny, bro. So it's good to have.
Comedians have it rough right now because you know, I mean, any joke could be a cancel culture, and that's why I love what Kevin Hart did with the stand up and the roast. You know. You get what I'm saying? Comedy is going to offend people no matter what, but it's the sense of humor. You need to have a safe space somewhere. So what Kevin Hart did with the roast, he caught a lot of backlash, but I feel like Kevin should be celebrated for what he did. He's helping protect that freedom of speech, but also protect the culture that raised us. You know, like we all remember stand-ups growing up, whether it's older people with the Eddie Murphy or our generation. King of comedy, our generation more so, the Cat Williams stand-ups. Like, you know, you can't be sensitive. You have to have a safe space where people could joke and laugh about that, because I feel like laughter is the cure for everything. You get what I'm saying?
Facts. Nah, facts. I appreciate you coming in here today, man.
For sure.
Like, this is big for me, man. I remember I was a kid when we first met. I remember the start of Chewy. You know what I'm saying? Putting flyers on people's cars. Yeah. You was the nigga that you come outside of the mall and you got all these flyers on your car and shit. You mad? You was the nigga who was putting them out, bro.
Yeah.
I love that though.
I had a cast in one arm and a sling in the other. And you know, back then, my friend group, I feel like that was like my real core, friends, like my brothers. It was like Coop, Cam, Jason Hyde, Monte. You know, I didn't have a car. Yeah. So, like, I used to be like, yo, can you pick me up? I need to pass out these flyers so I can make a little bit of money. Yeah. And you know, I accidentally wrecked your brother's car one day doing that.
Nah, him too, though. I mean, shit, the nigga had like 6 different cars by now. Like,
yeah. No, one of them I messed up the bumper. I'm pretty sure if he watches it, shout out to that 350Z. He was too big for that car anyway.
Yeah, he need a truck. I'm glad he got a truck and shit like that now. But, dog, very special episode. Let me ask you. You talked about your family a little bit. What nationality are you, bro?
I'm Puerto Rican, bro.
Okay.
I'm Puerto Rican.
Word.
Full Puerto Rican.
Do you ever go back to Puerto Rico? Or?
Absolutely not.
No.
I visited just like a regular person from America would. You know, my grandmother was raised there. My aunt still lives there. Word. My uncle pretty much still lives there. Word. But as far as me going over, man, I've been so busy these last 10 years that I just haven't had the time to like be like, yo, I'm taking a week out my schedule. Yeah. You know, I think I made points in my life where I was like, I consciously said, I want to go see my grandmother. And I was able to go do that. But for a large part of my life, I've been busy, right? Like around the clock ever since.
Busy is good though. Busy is good.
100%.
So like I said, bro, I done known you since I was a kid, bro. And so I found this picture, bro. I want to know who made this and who is this, bro? Who is this nigga right here?
Oh man,
Hello,
that is the infamous.
Who is that nigga, bro?
That was the infamous because I never, as I was growing up, I knew what I wanted Chewy to be in years.
Yeah.
Like I had a plan for 5 years, I had a plan for 10 years, I had a plan for 15 with Chewy.
Yeah.
And I felt as though if I used my face, I would know that I would get older.
That don't look like you, bro. Not you now though. If this is what
this is back in the day when
this
those
is Esteban
cartoons just hit. You know what I mean? But
this is Esteban right here, bro.
That
this
was
is
the
Chewy.
brand logo. That was the brand logo, man. You know that was and also an insecurity of mine.
Yeah.
Because you know I didn't like taking photos.
Yeah.
I had photos, but I'd take like 1,000 before I posted one. You get what I'm saying?
I would never expect for you to be insecure though about no shit like that. Like you're so outgoing. You outside all the time. You on stage in front of thousands and thousands of people, bro. I would never expect for you to say anything about insecurities. But I can feel that though because as a basketball player, me in my element on the basketball court is different than who I am in person. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm on the court, it's like almost an alter ego.
Yeah.
I'm actually shy in person. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do you ever feel like that? Like the person you are on stage when you rocking shows and you rocking crowds, that person is different from Chewy, who you are on the street.
Absolutely. I had to make sure that happened. You need balance in your life, and I've always prided myself on I can't be Chewy in the streets and Chewy at home. You get what I'm saying? Those are two different personas, two different things. And, you know, call it split personality, whatever you want. I call it creating my internal boundaries so that way, you know, a lot of people don't really know me like that.
Yeah.
You know of me. You don't really know me like that. Like, because if you know me, you'll know, like, majority of the time I'm with kids.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, whether they're mine or whether they're my best friends or my cousins, I spend majority of my time helping young adults. If I'm not helping young adults, I am with my Aunt Cheryl, on the phone with my uncle, on the phone with my mom, learning advice how to navigate through this thing we call life, because there's no right or way wrong to live with life.
Yeah.
It's just making the decisions to live by it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nobody could tell you did a good or a bad thing. It's only you, because you have to live wherever the decision you make. And that's something, you know, my uncle has helped me tremendously. You know, I feel as though that we're in a great place of life, that we're figuring out who we all are, who our purpose is. And I feel like learning your purpose and understanding your purpose, other people are not going to agree with it, and like they're not going to be able to understand. But as long as you walk by purpose and walk by faith and not sight, you can achieve anything you want, whether it's podcasting, whether it's being a radio host, whether it's being a basketball player. You can achieve anything you want, but you just have to know what comes with that. People not going to always agree or support with what you do, but you have to know your purpose in life.
Until it works. You know what I'm saying? When it works, then that's when everybody jump on board. But in the beginning, it's mostly going to be people who you don't know who's supporting you. It's mostly going to be people who you don't know who is, you know, encouraging you to keep going on that purpose, whatever that purpose is.
But you know why that is, though, right?
Why you think?
It's because the people closest to you, they tend to look at you like they first met you. Like Willis Reed taught me something very important in life, where he said, first impressions last a lifetime. So how I meet you is how I'm going to always treat you. Sure. If someone met me and I'm inebriated or I'm upset or angry at that point, that is what they're going to always remember me as. I could do all the community service. I could do everything possible right in my heart, but because that's how they met me, that's how they will forever treat me.
Damn. Yeah, that's good though. That's good. So how do you carry yourself throughout society? Because in my mind, people always make mistakes, right? You always make mistakes. You always make the wrong decisions sometimes, and that's forever going to be a thing. So how do you carry yourself throughout society every day, trying to be this man that you are trying to be every day? You know what I'm saying? Because we're continuously working on ourselves.
I've learned not to care.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I've learned that my race is not meant for the approval of others. You know, I don't seek validation in another human unless it's the person I'm trying to marry.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I don't seek validation through anybody else, whether it's my mom or whether it's anybody. I don't live for other people's approval.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And once I've learned that lesson, I've gotten a lot better and peace. Like, it takes a lot to get me to yell at people now. Like,
That's tight.
I do it naturally, just being who I am, but like, to get anger and want to fight, it takes a lot. Unless I feel like my life is in danger.
I feel it. That's tight. I ain't gonna lie, I was not expecting this side of Chewy to show up today.
Yeah,
I mean, this is inspirational. This is great.
I told you I'm gonna give you the real interview.
I want to go to Young Chewy. I want to go to Young Chewy's breaking bumpers on niggas' cars, hitting cars and shit. I want that Chewy. That's the one I want to hear. Can we talk about Young Chewy and where you were 10, 15 years ago, right? So you was on 92.7, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorite radio stations growing up, right? So talk about that experience and how you built that platform from the ground up, and you made it into one of the hottest stations in Charlotte.
Well, I can't say, as far as 92.7 The Block, I can't say that I did it all by myself. Sure. I was the face of it, and I carried a lot of the weight for it. But there was a lady by the name of Mary Kay who found me when I was working at Streets 103.3, and she had this, she was very creative. You get what I'm saying? I kind of wish that I would have took my time and learning how to work with her better as a team. But, you know, I was a young dude off the streets, hungry. You know, I made some good money my first year on radio, and I'm thinking I'm about to make more going into a bigger platform. And there was a lot of rules and regulations that I feel like she didn't know or she didn't tell me.
Right.
And for years, I've always had the mindset of she didn't tell me. Maybe it could have been she didn't know, you know, because I wanted to keep my YouTube. My YouTube was going crazy. I think we were at like a couple million views collectively with interviews with my old station. So when I got to 92.7 The Block, I did an interview with Young Thug and Leroy Cohen. And it does 1 million views in one day on the cameraman's YouTube page, Buck TV. And immediately corporate calls down, hey, where's the footage? We want to post it. It's on all the blogs, because Cam Newton had FaceTimed in the interview during the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Like, so this is the week of Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's a shock factor right now. We got Cam Newton, Young Thug, Chewy.
2015, Charlotte
station is up.
Yeah, it was here.
And you know, I was like, hey, this is my cameraman. He uploads it. That's when they told me, hey, he's getting money off this. Yeah. He's getting money off you. And I was just for the culture. I was just like, yo, man,
this is tight.
This is we got content. You know, not realizing he owns the content.
Yeah.
So once that kind of came into play, they were like, yo, you got to scrap the YouTube videos. I said, well, I came up with different ways. Like, can we interview them outside the radio station? Right. And they were like, it was kind of like a gray area.
For sure.
But they said anything indoor had to be their own production. And they didn't have the right cameras. They didn't have the right system that I had growing my fan base at that time accustomed to.
Yeah.
But the time at 92.7 was amazing. I got to plan a lot of high school tours. Like, every time I did a high school tour, I planned that myself.
That's tight.
So I called CMPD, hey, can we get an escort? We're doing 8 schools in one day. And I got Moneybag Yo. I got Jacquees. I got Polo G. I've brought a lot of the artists the last 10 years to all these schools, because the reason for me going there was telling them that there's more to life than what you see.
For sure.
Like, we're taught in society, especially our culture, that you got to be a ball player, rapper, something of flash to validate who you are. And I wanted to show young adults at young ages that I'm here right now. And yes, it's all flash and limelight, but it's all perception, because really this manager is making money and having a peaceful life.
Yeah.
This entertainment attorney that you paying for on retainer is having a very peaceful life, and they could go outside without feeling their life at jeopardy.
Right.
You know, so my time at 92.7 The Block was a very pivotal time for me, because I was thinking one thing that really didn't pan out, but the work was amazing.
I love that. As a young guy, like you said, hungry. Sometimes I think that gets misunderstood, right? The hunger. Yeah. So being a young guy in the industry, trying to make his way, trying to do these interviews with these people who already got millions and millions and millions of fans, right? How do you navigate through the industry without taking things personally, being emotional about certain things? Because obviously everybody got an ego. When you get to a certain level, you bring some sort of ego.
I just think that you just have to be very much on knowing what your purpose is. You know, I said it before. I think knowing your purpose is more important than any situation you'll be in, because if you know your purpose, you know, okay, I got too much to lose to get emotional in the situation. Right. I'll be emotional at home. I may be upset, hurt about it. I may tell you to your face, but as far as it getting anywhere else, no, I'm going to treat everybody equal because at the end of the day, we're all human.
Not worth it.
No, we're just all human, and I can't fault you for if you have a bad day or if you choose not to listen. Some people are not mentally capable enough to hold an opinion-based conversation. You know, we can have a talk about a song, and I'll be like, hey, I think this song should be a power song, which is a power reoccurring. You hear like once every hour or so. I may say, hey, this song works in the club. They're telling me this song works good on analytics. Which one is it going to be? Is it going to be culture or analytics? You know, so it's just, you just learn how to be chill in every situation because them tables turn.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Most definitely. I want to ask you about a situation. When I was a little bit younger, the reason I say navigating through the industry is because you obviously have relationships with people within the city, right? And we grow up in a hotbed for talent, right? So when these people show their talent to the world, now the relationship becomes a little bit different. I know you had a little bit of a family feud with DaBaby.
Yeah.
Talk about that situation and how that, as a man now, that has changed you and also elevated you mentally and elevated him, I'm sure, mentally as well, because ultimately we all come from the same city. You know, we come from the same city, and y'all both made it into something huge, right? So talk about how that grew you as a not only a host but as a person.
I think the situation with DaBaby and I, like you said, was family feud. I think we were very young. We had the weight of the world on our shoulders, that we were stepping out uncharted territories. What DaBaby and I were doing equally at that time in our respectable fields was something at that time that you were able to experience, but a lot of people weren't, was impeccable. You get what I'm saying? I was doing interviews with the biggest celebrities of names and doing big numbers, being the Breakfast Club on certain interview numbers. You get what I'm saying? Being them to the artists and the viewer numbers, we were beating them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So what I was doing at that time was pretty amazing, but you know, we're human. We live in our moments. I think our situation kind of hit ahead because, you know, I made a mistake, you know, and I could look back and be like, damn, I see how you feel that way. And it was till I stopped him, because for years it was always like everybody had to box us away from each other. Yeah. Maybe they didn't know how I was going to act, or they wanted just their space. You get what I'm saying? I know I could be a lot at times. And like I said, first impressions last a lifetime. So, you know, they've seen me cut up, and I've seen them cut up. Like, we went to high school together. We got kicked out of school.
That's what I'm saying,
and we were in Dorada together. It's like TGP, John. You get what I'm saying? So I've known these dudes
for a long time.
For their cousins. And you get what I'm saying? Charlotte's very small. But the situation with him, I feel like I was wrong. I feel like that could have been handled differently, but I also understand his frustration. Yeah, you know, you want to know the truth.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the truth, because ultimately, like I said, I know it's family feud because, like you said, Charlotte is a small city.
It wasn't about money, and it wasn't about girls.
Okay,
the reason for our feud was simply being, at the time he was doing the Louis Vuitton incident had hit ahead,
right,
and it's everywhere.
The fight scene.
I had at the time our president of programming for the radio station I was working for had called me and said, "Hey, can you get the other guy who was in the incident to do an interview? Okay. It's the #1 talked about thing in the world. Nobody could get him. You could get him." I was like, "Yeah."
And to be clear, it's not the #1 thing, the hottest thing in the world because of the situation itself. It's just because Baby was the hottest thing in the world at the point.
Yes.
Can you agree with that? Because that was
that yes, but that situation, that's like an asterisk. That also took it up even more with him, because one thing you have to know about all them boys, they're not nothing to play around with.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
They showed it multiple times.
They humble. They big on leave me alone.
Right.
We'll leave you alone.
Sure.
We don't need that many friends. Like, that's how their circle has always been. I was glad that they let me into the circle, you know what I mean, for a brief period of moment. You get what I'm saying? And even to this day, if I see them, it's still love.
Sure.
John and I got a chance to talk it out at a club called Stats. I know the owner, Lou, he kind of...
Shout out, Lou.
Yeah, shout out my dog, Lou. Yeah. He's A1. He kind of, like, helped the situation when it finally came about. And then I just walked up to him, and I just was like, yo, you know, what's the issue, bro? He said, yo, that situation could have got me taken away from my kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, I never knew that. I never thought about wanting to hear it. I just was like, bro, I'm just doing my job as a journalist.
Right.
But as a friend, it's looking like I'm clickbaiting.
Right.
What we call clickbaiting now. It looked like I was with the other side. Like, I had an interview scheduled for him and Stunner that week. So I was like, oh, I got him,
back to back, so
and
I
then
can
I
get
got Stunner, and then I got Baby. We got to run the internet. And that's when I learned that morally I probably made the wrong decision at that moment. I did it for the sake of
journalism.
You get what I'm saying? Not even just journalism, because that's my opinion, but in their eye, it's like
perspectives.
Yeah. In their eye, it's like, yo, he trying to X, Y, and Z, and I'm just like, yo, you know, if you ever watched the interview with this guy, you would see I had your back in it, but it never got released. I never released it. He called me the day before and he was very upset. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, man, I'm just being told I'm trying to get this syndication deal with Atlanta. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to make this.
That's a tough situation to be in, though.
Exactly. Yeah. And, you know, God does everything for a reason. I don't fail him. That whole family over there, South Coast Music Group, BDB, is still all family. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But it hurt. It hurt because I didn't fully understand why he was mad until years later, and I apologized to him.
Yeah, it's mostly about perspective. So I get what you're saying and how you kind of was in a space. Let me ask you, me personally, I'm getting into the journalism space, right? What advice would you have for me being put in that situation? If I was ever put in that situation, what decision would you make right now if you was put in that situation again?
It's hard because, you know, as much as I said the radio station was asking me to do interviews with the other artists, you know, the artist was asking me to do interviews with him too. So I feel like when you're navigating the sphere of beef, you have to tread very lightly. For sure. Either pick your side or leave it alone. You get what I'm saying? And one thing I will say, rap beef. Right. I had Young Dolph and Yo Gotti in the studio at the same time, unknowing of their beef. Yeah. I'm glad that each side never
engaged or attacked you because
I had to do an interview with the other. You get what I'm saying? Like, Yo Gotti never got mad because I had to do an interview with Dolph. I felt as though Dolph never got mad. Like, he'll always answer a call. Anytime he in Charlotte, he'll call me, yo, Chewy, woo, woo. You get what I'm saying? This is where we at. Come hang out, because he knew my integrity. Right. And Gotti knew my integrity. I known Gotti when he was walking around Arnold Taylor office when I was an intern. Right. You get what I'm saying? So,
and you've had such a long run, the relationships that you've built with multiple people, you can't help other situations on what other people got going on. For sure. You got relationships with so many people, it's kind of hard to navigate, which I understand. Yeah, that's a tough situation.
It's very tough, because when you're in opinion of journalism, you have to have a non-biased attitude, even though you may rock with this person the most. Like DaBaby, I rock with him personally. Like, been in my crib. I've made my house open, available anytime. I was the one helping carry posters. I'm not gonna say I'm the only one, but
right.
You know, I'm the one that like, yo, we on the phone. How could we change the name from Baby Jesus? What we gotta change it to? Like,
I remember that moment too. I mean? That's legendary.
Like, I remember walking into the radio station like, yo, bro, you know, it gotta be a different name.
Yeah.
And he called me the next day because at the time we had that type of connection. You get what I'm saying? Pause. And you know, he came out. It was, what about Lil Baby?
Yeah.
And what about just Baby?
Yeah.
Then it was like DaBaby. And you know, I'm gonna always cherish those moments. He's always been there for me when I want to do high school tours.
Yeah.
Even when we was trying to build them up, you know, I was there to help.
Yeah.
At least a little bit.
I mean, y'all two of the most legendary people that we've seen come out of the city in this entertainment field, right? So giving both of y'all flowers.
No, I appreciate it.
For sure, 110%, you one of them ones when it comes to the entertainment space. If you in the spot, we already know it's gonna be a good time, right?
Yeah, because that's a different talent. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's a different lane that I had to perfect. Like, people don't see what it takes to be able to host a party.
Yeah.
When I'm hosting a party, there's a reason why I could say I have anxiety, but the way I deal with it is different. I like being left alone at least for a couple of hours.
Got to.
And when I walk in the room, I'm already mentally prepared.
Yeah.
So, you know, the hard part with hosting is just knowing what songs the DJ are going to play next. Yeah. Learning their transitions, their blends, how they segue into another song, how they get discouraged and whatnot. So,
yeah, that's tight. I want to talk about one of my favorite experiences with you, bro. And this is credit to the type of person you are. Everybody know my favorite artist is YG, right? It has been since I was a kid. I love West Coast music. It's just who I am, right? It's a part of me at this point. Everybody know my favorite artist is YG, and this is back probably, I was maybe a freshman in college. YG came to the city. He was RIP to Epicenter, but around the time the Epicenter was popping, there was a club by the name of Sweet in there. He was doing a pop-up at Sweet. Before Sweet, he had a private party at Topgolf. And you took it upon yourself to get in contact with my brother, you know, y'all hollering or whatever. And he called me and said, hey, Chewy wants you to come to the studio. Can you come to the studio and meet YG type? Right? And that's one of the most memorable moments in my life just because of how much that was like my childhood. Like, I loved YG. That's one of my favorite artists and is my favorite artist, right? So that moment for me, I want to personally say thank you. I got to ultimately meet YG, but I'm sitting there and it's a bunch of people around, right? DJs, all kind of people in there. I'm sitting there and I'm playing on the other bay and I'm sitting talking to this lady. And she just hollering at me, you know, we just talking, chopping it up, eating food. And it turns out to be Kamaya. I had no idea who Kamaya was at the time. And one of the coolest, most down-to-earth superstars, I mean, megastars at this point. She got songs with Drake. She got songs with all types of people. That was a cool opportunity. I got to meet her, speak to her, and not unknowingly, you know, got to talk to her. Talk about I know you deal with kids a lot and you help out the community. Talk about what it does to you or what it does for you to be able to help out kids get to see their favorite artists when you do these high school tours and you bring
that's my purpose.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I know that that's what I was made for. You know, what I'm made for is a legacy. I'm not looking for right now. If I wanted to be a multi-millionaire, I'm pretty sure I could easily have been one, but that's not my purpose. You get what I'm saying? Like, as of that moment, my purpose was in my 15-year plan, you know, use these 15 years to create yourself a legacy that could make change, not just with yourself, not just with your daughter, you know, but that comes with sacrifices. Right. I could have chose to live a certain type of lifestyle where I could have been a con artist. And that's what I mean by being a multimillionaire and whatnot. Like, I could have been a con artist. I could have been someone lying to rappers, like, give me $500, I'll make a mixtape. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't get down like that.
Yeah.
But I see it all the time. Yo, give me $300 and I'm gonna get your song played in the club. No, just work hard for it. I'd rather teach you how to create your own thing versus me being the one to say, oh, I'm gonna do it for you and take your money.
Nah. I understand, and it's grimy. I understand it's a grimy game. So for you to keep your heart intact is dope. So I'm glad we got that out the way. I want to ask you a couple off center questions though. Like, let me ask you, if you was in a 90s, what's your favorite 90s sitcom?
I got a couple.
Let's talk about it. Which
Wayans
one?
Brothers, Jamie Foxx, The Parkers.
Parker's is
Bernie Mac show.
I feel Bernie Mac show.
George Lopez show. Different world. I grew up in that era, and that's where I still feel like I get my wittiness from and my hospitality from, because those shows actually had hidden messages in them. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? The different worlds, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like when you think about like the dad scene, you get what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I never want to be like his dad. I want to be like Uncle Phil. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So those things gave me purpose in life when I felt as though, my dad didn't want me or wasn't around. Yeah. It gave me comfort on how a man is supposed to be raised.
I fuck with that. What's your favorite 90s sitcom relationship? Which one? Martin and Gina, you got who else? Will and Lisa. Who else you got?
I feel like my favorite relationship was the Jeffersons.
What was her name?
Thelma.
Eddie and Thelma.
Yeah.
Like, not Eddie. What's his name? George.
I felt like just his mindset.
Showing your age a little bit. The Jeffersons I'm just is saying, crazy.
Like, I'm a fan of arts.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I could be this age and know 18 and up music. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just love art. I could never draw. I could never do a complete circle completely. But I'm just a fan of arts and can appreciate people's talents. And I think that's where it transcended me into my life. I've always been the type like, man, if this person got talent, show the world. Yo, man, like, this is a fire drawing. This is,
that's right.
Because some people are gifted for it. People love basketball players that can't play basketball.
Yeah, nah, I feel you. That's how I am too, though. I love old stuff that I ain't never seen. What's the show with JJ and
Oh man, you gotta get us canceled for not knowing this.
Nah, no, facts though. I used to love shit like that. Good Times. I didn't see Good Times. I watched Good Times. All those old shows. So I can respect that you respect art in general, no matter how old it is.
You gotta respect art. Journalism is an art. Yeah. There's so many different things. Being a jeweler, being editor, that's an art. Yeah. Because not everybody could do it. So it's just, I love arts.
I fuck with it. So you ever been in love before?
Yeah, man. Terribly. Terribly. Fuck.
You ever had your heart broken, bro?
Oh my God.
Well, talk about how that changes you, bro. People don't understand I think you don't really know you in love until your heart broke. Man. Until that shit don't work out, and your heart dropping your fucking stomach.
Talking about this.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Talk about it. Let me talk about a time that you ever got your heart broken. Because I wouldn't expect, people don't expect, when they see people like you, Chewy, this mega star, this big star who always around and always with all these people, they don't expect for you to have like feelings, right? Let alone have feelings for a woman, one woman, right? That's rare, right? Everybody think people like you, people like me, people like that everybody loves, just love to be loved by a lot of people. So you can be in love, right? You have been in love, and your heart's been broken.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be lying if I said it didn't. You know what I mean? But I feel as though everything has a lesson, and everything has a reason, and and everything has a cause and a purpose for it.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you to figure out which slots those are going to be. But man, relationships throughout my career have been pretty crazy. I've heard a lot of rumors.
Yeah.
Man.
It go on for days. Nah, it be like that though. It be like that. And
I had Love and Hip Hop girls sit there in line, and I'm not gonna respond.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be on your storyline. I'm not trying to make anything bigger than what it is.
Right.
Like, if we dealt with each other, we did. If we didn't, we didn't. But I don't have to talk bad about you.
Right.
Now, if I'm amongst my homies and we talking in private,
that's one.
I may air it out because that's my safe space. But if outside that, I wish them all the best. You get what I'm saying? There's some that I really wish that it would have worked out. Yeah. I wished I was in a better place because a lot of my relationships wasn't them, it was me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
that's part of the growth, though.
That's where you just learning accountability as a man. Because I was raised without my father physically being there. Mm-hmm. But so it took me a long time to understand accountability and just being honest and being truthful and being okay with it.
Yeah.
I felt like I used to try to hide and to please. Like, yeah, I'm in a relationship with you, but I'm doing this. Like, you could come. Then I realized that, my career is not how this person I'm dating is looking at it as. I'm looking at it as I'm performing in front of people. She looking at it in like, yo, they in lust with you. Or, just you saying hello to a person could be overstepping or out of bounds. So learning how not to do that.
And that's just job. That's just work.
Yeah, but there's a difference between work and balance, and oftentimes I'll cross that path. You know what I mean? Back in the day, I was wild. I was like, yo, you want to go on a date? Or, yo, what's up? Pull up.
Yeah.
And the second one was more so date just sounded better, but, I grew up a Pretty Ricky fan. Like,
oh, yeah, this nigga.
They'll actually tell you I'm like the fifth member of the group.
Nah, hell no. I can see it a little bit, though. Did you watch the verses?
Of course.
They won?
Of course.
Nigga, he was in the crib going crazy. Huh?
Man, B2K didn't stand a chance with them boys. Oh, man, they didn't stand a chance.
Pretty Ricky got way more hits than people give him credit for, though.
And the first two albums, all you got to do is press play.
It's all of them, all the way through.
Blue Stars, man. Listen, that is why majority of kids are alive now because of a Pretty Ricky album. Pretty Ricky and that Trey Songz was Ready album.
Trey
Between them three albums right there.
That's how niggas got here.
They changed the black culture with children right now. So if you're about the age 15, 16, 15 to about like 20,
thank Pretty Ricky.
You probably was made to Pretty Ricky or Trey Songz album.
That's funny as fuck. Nah, for real though, Pretty Ricky was one of them ones. I thought they won the verses too, and it wasn't close.
Yeah, nah.
Speaking of verses, YG and Game just had a verses too.
Them boys wild.
Did you watch that one?
I watched it.
Loved it, man. I loved it.
I thought it was extremely West Coast, and it made everybody happy in the West Coast. It made them happy. Anytime I told you I'm a fan of art, so anytime you seeing people come together, we're all gonna have opinions,
right?
But at the end of the day, our opinions don't matter for situations. It's only people that's insecure that's gonna affect. But I thought that joint was fire.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was crazy. Game is one of my favorite artists too, and people forget how many hits he really had.
Yeah.
Documentary 1, Documentary 2, 2.5, all of that. I loved it from top to bottom. YG got some of his old songs in there from like Just Read Up and all of that. So that was dope. I thought YG won it though. Obviously, but I'm probably a little bit biased, but I'm glad we got to get on the versus topic too. But also, I know we talked about, having your heart broken, stuff like that. You being a girl dad, right? Talk about that experience and how that's been. I know your daughter is, how old is your daughter
13.
now? 13 now. That shit flew by.
Man, having a daughter is really the most satisfying thing in the world.
Yeah.
Because it teaches you, and I heard it so much when I had my daughter, but it teaches you so much about yourself.
Yeah.
Whether you got to be patient, knowing how to comfort, knowing how to love, the right way to love, right way to give your child space. Like I give her a lot of space, but I'm also very prevalent in it. You know, but my system with her is amazing. I have an amazing system with my daughter, whether it's my child's mom and her man, her grandmothers, her grandfathers. She has an amazing, God bless structure around her. Right. Hopefully it's up to her now. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's up to her to do the right thing. I'm living my life right now. So I'm going to be here as much as I can, but I've learned as a father, you can't force nothing for your child to understand what they need to understand. They got to understand things when they want to understand it. And once I learned that with my own relationship with my mother, I've learned this is probably the better way for her. And, you know, we'll never know until the time comes. But in my opinion, the way that she's raised right now is phenomenal. And as much as I want to say, oh, because of me, right, man, it's really because of my team. Like,
it take a village, though.
100%. And our village for her, you know, I tell her all the time, like, yo, you know, your mom's man, that's like a dad too. You get two dads. You get what I'm saying? Because I know what it feels like growing out with none. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know what that feels like. So enjoy this as you have another dad. And him and I talk, you know what I mean? If I need any updates or just anything, like, you know, he's a great man. You get what I'm saying? Any dude that takes on the role to raise another man's child, whether inadvertently because you're dating someone or that's just your nature, you're a great person to me.
Damn, bro, that's such a special situation. Yeah. Right? Like, kudos to y'all for being able to make that work, because that's not the situation that always happens, right? That relationship doesn't always go like that. And for it to be that for your daughter is extremely blessed to have those type of adults around her.
Well, our generation was always taught to say, you know, when mom moves on, that the dad and the other man have to have beef. Right. I've seen this outcome happen too many times.
150,000, yeah.
How many dudes are in jail because they were dating a girl with a kid or just dating a girl and the other dude's mad? Listen, bro, you with her, you her man. Listen, I only have two rules. First day I met him, I said, yo, I only got two rules. Don't see her naked and don't hit her. Yeah. I said, as long as I'm right here, call me. Yeah. And, you know, ever since then, we've been cohesive, bro. Like, because it's not about my feelings. Yeah. When you have a kid, it's not about your feelings. It's not about how you feel. When you have a kid, it's about, man, I'm going to give my kid the best. And giving her the best, my feelings don't matter in this situation. Giving her the best is just like, you know, whatever you need, or you have more than one, you have options. And prepare yourself, because not everybody's got to give you what you want when you want it. You get what I'm saying? You have to be able to be very open-minded. It's selfish of me to be like, my child mom can't move on because I'm Chewy. Nah, man, live your life. You're going to do that anyway, so why do I want to go give you problems with that? Right. My child mom is amazing. Crazy, that's my dog, you feel me? Like, at this point, it's like we brothers and sisters, because, you know, that wasn't there. You get what I'm saying?
You ever thought about starting a men's mentor group?
I do. It's just the timing, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't gonna lie. I know you talked about, you know what I'm saying? Because this is not the Chewy I know, bro. Yeah. I swear to God, this is not the Chewy I know. And the person that I was expecting to show up today,
the energy. And I love this side, bro. The fact that you could sit down and really have a conversation, and you're so knowledgeable about life in general, because you lived 4 or 5 different lives, bro. I was just thinking that the other day. Like, I lived a lot of lives, and I feel like the journey on it is dope, because you're able to learn from your mistakes, and a lot of places some people can't. Right. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Times I wake up and I'm like depressed, or I'm going through an anxiety attack or a manic attack, and I have to handle it internally. And for me, it's just like, I'm blessed to realize my limits now. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? I'm not taking this problem out on this situation. I'm not taking this situation problem out on this. Right. I've learned to leave this here, leave this here, leave this here. You know, one of my best friends, Hassan Whiteside, his brother died. You know what I'm saying? His brother died. It's very tragic story. Now, I want to wait for him to explain it all. But long story short, he first got here, he landed, he called me, picked him up from the airport, and he sat with me all day. We went to eat at Tupelo Honey, and and I'm like, bro, your brother just died, because I hadn't seen him cry or nothing. Mm-hmm. I said, how you handle this? Literally standing in the house, and he was like, Chewy, if I lose my mind off of this, it's gonna affect everything else in my life, and certain stuff in my life can't be lost right now.
That's being a man, though.
Man, he taught me that biggest valuable lesson that day. Like, I was crying for him, because it was like, damn, bro, I know that feeling. You get what I'm saying?
A million people do, a million men out there do, because, like you said, when the man is emotional and haywire, the whole household is in trouble.
Exactly. And, it's also, as a man of color, we have this protection gate up on us, on sense of security, period. Whether every time we go out, we look over our shoulders. Every time we go out, we're conscientious of the car next to us, because we live in a life of fear almost. You get what I'm saying? As a black man, everything is against us. We could walk in a store and make a white woman uncomfortable.
Sure.
Anything we do, we could say, hello, beautiful, now could be deemed as sexual. You get what I'm saying? Right. So it's very difficult for you to get off track. If it's very easy for you to get off track if you're not separated in different phases of your life.
For sure. That's tight. Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of men can resonate with, though. And the situation that they dealing with may or may not be as tragic or as heart pulling, but I think that a lot of men can resonate with that. So that's good talk. I think you should start a men's mentor group.
I'm saying when the time comes, I feel like I
think the time is now.
I think my friends are doing that.
Yeah.
One thing, like, your brother would tell you, like, when he started his clothing line, no, and he was like, yo, I want you to wear it, and I said no. You know what I mean? It wasn't to be rude. Yeah. It was because I said, if I wear this, then people got to assume that it's mine, which means the people who don't like me won't support it. I want you to create your own line, your own wave, and then I do it. You get what I'm saying? Right. Where you're creating your own brand, you're creating your own identity, and I live like that still to this day. You get what I'm saying? So it's all about patience, timing with it all.
That's tight. That's good. That's good shit. I want to shift a little bit, man.
Okay.
At one point in your life, man, you had this dream of going to the NBA. Talk about that, bro. You was a basketball player.
Yeah.
Talk about where that came from. That's such a random thing. I know, like, you do the Celebrity All-Star Game. I know you like basketball. I never knew you played.
Yeah. I was actually pretty decent. Let some people tell it.
Yeah. Talk about some of the guys that you play with. Who were some of the people that you played with?
Some of the people that I played basketball with, Steph Curry, Ty, Michael B. Jordan. Kenneth Fareed.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
The actor.
That nigga didn't play basketball.
He's from Newark, New Jersey. He's one of the top basketball players you probably ever.
Get the fuck. Top what?
He was one of the top players in basketball in the state.
That nigga did not play basketball, bro.
Shout out to Ray Ray and Day Day from Malcolm X back in the day. Deshaun Butler. He's not an assistant coach of the Celtics. That was like my big brother. Like, he'll walk me to the store and whatnot. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, Michael B. Jordan was a teammate of mine for Project Pride. We used to play against St. Rocco's. He was actually so good, right? We had a coach named Braswell. Michael B. Jordan was so good for our league called Small Fry. He was so good that they had him on a board for his height, and they cheated him on saying he was too tall to play in the league.
Oh, are we talking about Creed?
Yeah.
The boxer nigga?
Yeah.
He played bad and he was good.
Amazing.
And this could be new Chewy, though. See, I don't know who to believe anymore, because old Chewy would have told me, nah, that nigga was ass. Now, men's mentor,
Google where is Michael B. Jordan from?
I believe that he's from Newark, New Jersey.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about Michael B. Jordan. I remember his parents would pick him up in this black car, and often nights I believe it was his dad or pops, whoever that was, he'll drive some of us home because where we lived at was very dangerous and where we played ball was dangerous. He didn't stay in that area. He came in that area to play ball, and they got him up out of there. But he had loving parents.
Yeah.
You know, my mom had the privilege of knowing his family. I'm pretty sure he probably won't remember. You get what I'm saying? But we played Broadway Boys and Girls Club, JFK. You get what I'm saying? Traveled to Florida. You know, I believe he was filming Black and White. I think that was one of his.
Oh, he was an actor back then too?
He had first started his career, and then about like 3 years later, he did All My Children. Actually, we did a commercial together.
What the fuck? This is what type of random ass shit is this?
We did a United Way commercial together with Troy Aikman because they needed like little ghetto kids for the commercial, and
this nigga Creed,
I got
man.
a bullet pass from Troy Aikman that day.
For real? Shout out Troy Aikman. He's nice. Troy Aikman, legendary. But Creed, I never believe it until I see the nigga. I gotta see him shoot I gotta see his form.
Man, there's old videos out there. Like I said, Ray, Day, their dads are amazing figures in Newark. Shout out to my Newark brothers like Jordan and Niles and King and James. You know, those guys I grew up with in Newark. We had a very special parents.
Yeah.
And grandmothers and aunts and uncles that loved us. You get what I'm saying? That really took care of us in the hood. You know, like everything with me is not just Charlotte. I was also raised in Newark.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that though. When did you move to Charlotte?
We moved here in '96. We moved away in '99. Came back down in '06, and I've been down here ever since.
'06. You went to high school here?
My 2 years, yeah.
What high school did you go to?
South Met.
So you're a South Side nigga.
Yeah, I'm definitely South Side.
I'm gonna tell you what though. It's been a lot of talk on like South Side, West Side. Is legendary here, legendary there. You watch Ken and them episode, you know they from the West Side.
Yeah.
They talk bad about the South Side. So you're a South Side nigga.
I'm saying I went to school.
No. Come on, don't do that.
Hold on. Because I went to school at Ashley Park Elementary.
Yeah.
So that's West Side.
Yeah, sure. I went to Northside Christian Academy as well, and that's the North Side.
You know what I mean? But
you South Side.
All my friends were West Side babies.
We from the South Side, man. Shout out to South Side. Me and Chewy from the South Side.
Yeah,
Anybody who got a problem with that,
South Side.
Anybody who got a problem with that, they can come see us.
I definitely made a impact with my name on the South Side of Charlotte. I was wild down there in Sharon Lakes.
I love that. I love that. Sharon Lakes.
We had the Third Worst Street, Merview Court. Oh man, that's where the Chewy stuff was born.
I love that.
Because before everything, I had a MySpace page.
I love
and my MySpace page had 500,000 friends.
Damn.
That's before we knew about like content creators and whatnot. I had 500,000 friends. I was one of them guys that was like super in shape. Yeah. So like I'll take my shirt off.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? And the girls loved it. You know what I'm saying? So I was one of them. The nickname was Baby Spectac at the time.
Nah, see, that's worse. I like YG. Baby Spectac is crazy.
Baby Spectac. I told you I was the 5th member of Pre-Ricky.
Nah, we not good.
You gotta remember, but this is that era.
How old were you when your name was Baby Spectac? Anything older than 15,
16.
That's weird to me. I don't know. that's weird to me.
I was, you know what I mean? I was out there.
This is crazy. I was out
there. I was a wild times. You know what I'm saying? Because I was also a dude that would dance with your girl. Because back then you could dance in the club.
You was the type of nigga take you shirt off, and this is old Charlotte too.
100%.
Everybody, it's hot as fuck in there. Everybody's shirts off.
Bring out the chair, sit her in a chair. We partying.
Yeah. You know now you might have been Baby Spectac for real.
I was wild. I was wild back in the day. You know, but I enjoyed having fun. You know what I mean? Because I knew one day.
That's Chewy.
Yeah, that's definitely that Chewy. No face, no case. No face, no case.
I love that. Hey, all right, last question, fam. I'll let you get out of here. What is your opinion on New Charlotte? Obviously, we've been here for dumb long since the early 2000s. And obviously, this is not the Charlotte that we know, right? It's changed a lot. What is your what's your opinion on what the city has done and how big it's grown and all of that?
My opinion on New Charlotte is that it's dope. It's what you make it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna make every rapper happy with me. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm not as accessible. I live a real life. I don't live Chewy every day.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I know there's gotta be friction naturally because in their eyes, I'm gonna always be accessible. Just the same way I may look at them like you're always accessible. I think for me, I've kind of taken a step back and I kind of wanted to simplify the Chewy stuff while I worked on my personal life problems while I had time, because prior to then I was on tour nonstop, different city every other weekend, different country. You get what I'm saying? Where now, as of late, I prioritize closure, comfort, understanding, patience. I've been working on that personal life, having a healthy relationship with my mother. Can't name the last time me and her yelled at each other. You get what I'm saying? Like, being there for my daughter, helping her with schoolwork and not making work an excuse. Being the person I needed to be for my uncle and his family, because over here, I'm not just one person's child. You get what I'm saying? I'm my uncle's child. I'm my Aunt Cheryl's child. I'm my mother's child. Yeah, physically, this woman birthed me, but I'm a little bit of all three, you know what I'm saying? My big three, you know?
Yeah, that's what's up, though. That's what's up. And I guess you're on the other side of it because you've experienced the old Charlotte so much and you really tore the city up. At one point now, you're on a different path of life, whereas I'm kind of coming out of that tear the city up mode. So the way I view New Charlotte is different than the way you're going to view it.
Of course, but you can't. I think for me, I let hunger get the best of me. You know what I mean? Like I was sacrificing birthday events, family events. I was sacrificing everything because I was hungry and wanted to make it so bad, what I thought was make it, because it's subjective on what is making it. You get what I'm saying? Is success for this podcast making it, or is what are the goals in the situation? That's your measurements.
Right.
My only goal was just to keep working as hard. I think after my 7th year, I achieved my 10-year goal. Right. And it kind of startled me where I felt like, yo, I did what I said I was going to do with the Chewy brand. I got on radio. That was my goal. Stay on radio. That was my goal. But goals and realities are two different things.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. I feel that. That's good shit, man. Well,
but congratulations to you before we end up. You know, I mean, I know a lot of your journey. Congratulations to you. I'm very, I'll never say I'm happy for someone proud for somebody, because when you say proud, that means you didn't expect it to happen. Like, I hate when people tell me, "Oh man, I'm proud of you." I think because I've heard it so much that it's like, damn, you didn't think I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm very happy. The mental journey that you've been on, you know, with all the ACL surgeries and the mental health space of getting yourself together. Just remember that to whom much is given, much is expected. Continue to work hard and understand not everybody's gonna like you, and not everybody is gonna give you the credit that you feel like you deserve. But also, who cares?
Yeah. Fuck them.
It's not even fuck them, because that's too much of an energy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because I've been on that side too, where it's like, you start being like, yo, man, fuck them. Fuck them. But I'm not even going to give you that energy. I'm just going to be like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm just going to look at you like, all right, bro, you tripping. I'm still going to get paid to do this job.
Yeah, you know, my boy. Appreciate that, fam. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you coming out here and sharing this experience with me, bro. This was a dope-ass interview. Obviously, not exactly what I had on this paper. I'm going to be honest. I had some different shit.
Let me see what you had on that paper.
I asked you most of the questions, but honestly...
you know what's so crazy? All the years that I've did interviews, I've never...
had a nigga with a paper, huh?
No, I've never done one. They will send it to me, but I've never looked at them.
Yeah, man.
Anytime I do an interview, I want to get to know the person.
Yeah, my shit real, my shit raw, my shit is
authentic. Do I plan on having more kids? Yes.
It's not in the rhythm of the interview no more. You can't... The question's going to sound crazy now. This nigga is crazy.
Okay,
my shit is real, man. This shit come from the heart, duh. This shit come from the heart. That was off script. The whole shit was off script, if you ask me.
It wasn't off script because it was real.
That shit was tight. That's what I'm saying. That shit was not what I was expecting, but I think this was a super dope interview, bro, and I appreciate you more than you know coming out here and doing this with me. You know what I mean? So
for sure, man. I hope you keep going. I hope that you don't run into the problems I did.
Yeah.
You know, like I ran into a lot of problems in my career. A lot of them were self-inflicted. I've learned how to take accountability. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm still the same person that wrote the script for Coca-Cola consolidation for a Sprite campaign that was heard in 200 plus markets. I'm still the same person with millions of views from organic interviews that I did my journalistic work on. I'm still the same person that helps little kids and spends his time with kids during the day because I'm not going to post it on social media every day. That's just the life that I am. That's who I am. I hope you find your purpose. I hope that you keep going and understand, like, right now is just a stepping stone for the next pathway. Fact. You know what I mean? Like, I really speak positivity. Words of affirmation are real. And I fuck with that. I know it's going to happen. Like,
I fuck with it. And next time, he also wanted to tell y'all the next time I'm going to be at the celebrity basketball game. So y'all pull up 2027. I'm going to be at the celebrity basketball game. He didn't invite me this year because the nigga was tired or something.
I was tired. I'm not going to lie. Before we get out of here, I'm going to tell you about that. I'm one of the first people of color to ever run out that PWI gym.
Yeah.
What we were able to do there in the amount of time I was given, because of that one event, there's been bylaws changed at UNCC.
Yeah. And the next year, it's going to be bylaws changed because of what I'm going to do at the shit.
You got hoop or what?
Yeah, I'm going to do it up.
Is the knees good?
What? Yes.
You back to making stallion knees, huh?
This is Hear Me Out Podcast, episode 6, man.
Hear me out.
Chewy, appreciate you, dog. Y'all have a good one. I'm going to holler at y'all.